Hello, Lewis Black here. And before I start my rantcast, um, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be hitting the road. That's right. On September 21st, I'm going to be back out on tour, and it all begins in Victoria, Canada, and then goes on to Vancouver, Canada, and then goes on to Spokane, Washington. The next week, it all happens in Ketchum, Idaho. I don't believe I have not been there. It's the home of Sun Valley, and I'm quite excited about going there. I'm quite excited about also that week returning finally to Salt Lake City. It's been too long. Go to lewisblack.com. I'll be in Cleveland. I'll be in Cincinnati. I'm going to Biloxi, back to Biloxi, Mississippi. I could go on and on and on, but check out the website, lewisblack.com. Please come out and join me. And if you hear this, what I'm, this announcement, tell others. Tell them to go to lewisblack.com if they're fans, or even if they're not fans and they're looking for something to do. Point it out to them. And you tell someone, and then they'll tell someone, and then they'll tell someone. And by the time it gets to the last person, they'll show up in another city that I won't even be performing at. And I hope that they enjoy whatever show they see at that theater. I really look forward to getting out of this cable access studio and coming out and seeing people again. I am losing my mind here. I'll be back in a moment with the Rantcast. Nobody likes waking up and feeling like crap. I mean, if you do, I don't quite understand that. With Ghostbed, you don't need to worry about that. At Ghostbed, you'll find made in the USA mattresses with premium materials and backed by 20 to 25-year warranties. Plus, take 101 nights to break it in with their sleep trial. Listeners can get 40% off products site-wide. You heard me right. That's 40% off mattresses, adjustable bases, and bedding accessories, or get 50% off when you bundle a mattress with an adjustable base. Use promo code Lewis at ghostbed.com/Lewis for 40% off site-wide. Limited time only. So get on it. This could all go horribly wrong at any minute. Hello there, and welcome to the 144th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled Pumpkin Spice Sucks. Yes, it does, and I've never really weighed in on the issue of pumpkin spice and its flavoring and what it means to us. It sucks. It just sucks. It really sucks. Okay, leave it in the pie. Leave the pumpkin flavor in the pie. All right, that's where it belongs. It doesn't belong in coffee. It doesn't belong in a milkshake. It doesn't belong anywhere. Okay, it's ludicrous. It's a ludicrous flavor and shouldn't be shared beyond the crust of a solid pumpkin pie, which I've never really leapt into, but maybe one piece. But and I'm surprised they call it fall. I'm surprised they don't call it pumpkin spice season. Many people before me have screamed about pumpkin spice sucking, I'm sure, and many will be screaming about it after. But what's incredible, it seems to be a multi-million-dollar industry. Starbucks seems to live on it for months. I think it's the 20th anniversary of pumpkin spice at Starbucks, and what a reason to fucking celebrate, huh? I'm going to check that. I was right. Starbucks is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the pumpkin spice latte. And a latte is a latte, all right? It's bad enough some people put soy in it, soy milk, which is not soy milk, as we soy juice in it. And I'll tell you, it makes me gag. If I was in prison and they said you have a choice between either soy or a soy latte, if I was in prison where they're serving lattes, a soy latte or a pumpkin spice latte, I would take the pumpkin spice latte. And then I would try to extract it with something that I would make with some utensils I was able to pick up from fellow prisoners, fellow inmates who were struggling with the pumpkin spice problem in their own fashions. What am I saying? I am basically not in the United States as I'm speaking to you, even though it looks as if I'm appearing in, and I am. I'm not a teleporter yet, and if I was, I would do some other things. I'd go back in time and make sure the pumpkin spice never hit the shelves. I'm in Ireland and I'm still there, and I'll be coming back. So I wanted to get this out to you folks before I got back and get one more in the can, as they say. and certainly a lot to talk about, really, with pumpkin spice alone. As we have wandered into September, and what does that mean? That means uh, you'll have already heard Christmas music being played. Yes, you will. I am fucking sure of it. I already heard it in August. I already heard it in August, and in earnest, as I was going to say. Okay? They're already selling the Halloween shit, and Thanksgiving every year just gets buried and buried. It doesn't even matter anymore. Go home to see your families. Fuck you. We're not doing it. Not this year. No, but it's unbelievable that Thanksgiving has just been wiped out by the fat man. Truly. And I'm not talking about Mr. 6'3", 215 pounds. Okay, I'm talking about the real fat man, the Santa, who is just literally squeeze the life out of Thanksgiving. It barely exists, except for getting some turkeys sold. That's about it. Let's sell those turkeys. Let's move on, because even though I'm not in the States, I know what has been going on there, and I know that even though I'm projecting into the future, really, as I sit here, and it's not tough. I know that while I'm not there, that you've heard a continuous litany about Donald Trump and the four trials he's going through, the four indictments. And then you've heard people saying, yes, yes, he must be indicted. He is guilty. Yes, no, no, he shouldn't be indicted. He is not guilty. He never should have been indicted of anything. This is just them trying to stop him from. You've heard everything again, as if you hadn't heard it before, and you've been hearing it over and over and over again. And I believe, and I do believe that something that is interesting about him is that if you are someone who really is loves Donald Trump, I think that he makes your life feel makes you feel like you're living longer because of all of the joy that he gives you, and all the things that you're able to talk about either how he's getting screwed or what he's done for you or whatever it is. And all the merch you can get, and discussing the merch. And now there's the T-shirts. He made immediately the thing comes out, and he's got a merch T-shirt, and he's selling it with his mugshot on it. It's just splendid. And so those of you who are just you're living longer, or feeling like you're living longer, and those who don't like him, I believe, also feel like they're living longer because they are continually in a state of fever pitch anger, and it feeds that anger, and they have plenty to talk about. He's about the fact that he's a Teflon, and he's not going to get convicted. If he does get convicted, what does it mean? Will there be what will it happen? Will things go awry? Will there be craziness in the streets? What it's all there, the conjecture that those who are just don't like him at all. It allows them to think about, as it did for my mother, a kind of almost a joy. It certainly extended her life. I think it probably it makes you feel, both sides feel like they're living longer, and I believe it extends their lives. Yes, I do. So, there's a little something that I think is going on, and I think that they've been discussing Ron DeSantis, and is he going to do Ron DeSantis 5.0? Vivek Ramashay, they're going to be talking about him because more stuff is coming out on a daily basis about how he feels that there was actually government collusion in terms of 9/11 and all sorts of things, conspiracy theories that he's concocted. And I'm sure that they'll be talking about Chris Christie. Should he leave? Should Asa Hutchinson leave? Because there's no way they could possibly win because they're not Trumpers. And and we can go on and on. Tim Scott, maybe he's going to make a move now. The idea of a black Republican running for the presidency, I think, appeals to many people in the party, especially someone who is loyal to Trump. Nikki Haley, I'm sure, has been discussed and that has moved up in the polls, or maybe moved back if I missed something, but I don't think I did. I think she's probably moved up just a couple of points. And there's been a little chipping away at what's happened. And maybe not. Probably while I've been gone, they all went ahead a little, then they all went back a little, or they all went back a little, and now they're ahead a little. And I'm sure that there have been other revelations that I have missed, and I'm sure that you just can't help but snacking away on them. Everybody just, I think that there's been some sort of drastic weather thing that has happened. I'm sure it's either been involving heat. or possibly as we hit September, involving cold, involving a hurricane, involving a tornado, involving an earthquake. Something is, I'm sure, has happened. I feel like I'm a mentalist. I can see what's happening out there, and but or no, it didn't. It has not remained. It did not return to kind of a normal September with the leaves changing color. I know that many of you went out to watch the beginning of the leaves changing color. If they have, or if there hasn't been a heat wave that has destroyed all the leaves, and that's really, I mean, I could go on and on and on. My Orioles, I think, are still rolling along and getting ready to play their first playoff game in quite some time. And really, I could go on and on projecting the future. Not projecting the future, predicting the future. Well, if I was projecting the future, I would actually be sending it out to you. See if, I'd be sending it onto the screen. Lewis Black projects the future. And then on the screen would appear a variety of things that would be happening in the future in cartoon form, I believe, if I had my druthers. But I'm really not an animator, but I think I could probably get out a real nice couple of visuals. I just can't get over the fact that I'm talking to you in the future, which is really unbelievable. You're going to be getting this like 2.5 weeks from now, and think what was going on in his head. Well, what's going on in my head is I'm wanted to get this out to you, and I wanted to be sure that you got some more rants that you could listen to, because they've been rolling in and they've been terrific. Really, I'm sitting around taking up some time because my flight doesn't leave until midnight. This is I'm trying to do something to see if it'll actually work, that I could fly out at midnight and get in at 1 in the afternoon. But since it's midnight, I could actually sleep, because that's about the time I fall asleep. But I'm hoping, you get really excited when you're traveling, and I'm on Air France, which is kind of nice, and they apparently serve a very nice meal. And I hate to pass that up, as those of you who know me know. I'm going to do my best to get some sleep so I don't lose a day in Paris if I can. So I got a few things to read to you before I go from our good folks at The Week. Still continue to look for a sponsorship from them, but they're not paying attention. First, from the world of AI, Microsoft Travel published an AI-written article listing the Ottawa Food Bank, which provides free meals to the needy, as an attraction hungry visitors shouldn't miss. And is that ever artificial intelligence at work? Our kids are going to be really relying on, they've relied on their parents, relied on the adults in the community for quite some time, who are idiots. We are idiots. We are idiots. Collectively, we are fucking idiots. If you think that your side should be moving further ahead, we've not been able to figure out how either side has been able to move further ahead, because we can't agree on reality. So it's difficult, and the kids are seeing that. And so now they're going to be relying on this artificial intelligence, which seems to be, in many terms, dumber than a post. An attraction. The Ottawa Food Bank, an attraction for hungry people, for the needy. Attraction that hungry visitors shouldn't miss. So, folks, when you're in Ottawa, remember, head on over to the Ottawa Food Bank and say, "Hey, artificial intelligence sent me. What do you got to? What do you got that'll kind of calm my peckishness?" There's a word for you. I love saying peckish. It's a nice word to describe hunger, I think. Not hunger, but just a little. I could use a snack. I don't mean to make fun. I hope you. This is when you get crazy, because your brain, with what's happening. If you thought that this is making fun, I'm making fun of artificial intelligence. Jesus, and the fact I have a penchant for the word peckish. Also, Woodland, North Carolina, and this is stunning. Having gone to the University of North Carolina, and there were some moments there that I thought about some of the folks in this state, and that was way back when, but they continue to just be stunning on many levels. They've rejected a proposed solar farm after residents expressed fears that it would consume too much sunlight. This is the kind of stuff I've got to explain over in over in Ireland or anywhere that I travel outside of the United States. If they see something like this, the people, they think that a solar farm is going to consume too much sunlight. Resident Jane Mann told the town council that the farm would steal sunlight that plants need. Well, I mean, you live in a rural area, I believe. You're living in farmland and you have no idea how the sun works. That you think that actually the sun can be diverted from into the solar farm. And another resident warned that it might suck up all the energy from the sun. Listen to that. Okay? Would suck up all the energy from the sun. All right? It is why we need to teach science, basic science. This person lives in farmland and believes that the energy from the sun can be sucked up. It can be sucked up by one fucking plant then, all right? One hungry plant, just desperate to have its photosynthesis kick in on a level you can't imagine, all right? Wow. And if you believe that, then I guess you think that you must be growing one of those, like a man-eating plant, like in, as we saw in Little Shop of Horrors. Somebody's got to be kidding me. Somebody has to be kidding me. And I think the camera just futzed a little, and I apologize. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if my head gets smaller or bigger. Because it just reflects in part physically what's happening to me mentally when I read that. Okay? Suck up all the energy from the sun. The council, this is the city, the town council, rejected the proposal despite assurances that solar panels do not draw additional sunlight. They were assured, and they voted against a solar farm. They voted against the possibility of getting some really what would be, after a while, after you pay for the solar panels, free energy, because they don't suck up all the energy of the sun. And that I leave you with. There will be more to follow, and that I am sure, because we continue to really, if there was an Olympics of stupidity, I just think we would win, especially if we think that the sun could have all of its energy sucked up by solar panels or sucked up by anything. The mind reels. I do hope you're enjoying whatever it is that you're up to, that life is treating you well, and that we hopefully have begun to move towards sharing a reality while I've been gone. I hope so. I don't think so, but I hope so. And I hope that you enjoy listening to these rants as much as I enjoyed reading them. And as always, it's a privilege and a pleasure to do so. So thank you. Please keep sending them in, and I'll be back. We'll be hitting the road. Remember, Victoria, Vancouver, and Spokane, September 21st, 22nd, 23rd. In November, we'll be heading some places. Before I go, just a couple more places. You can catch me on the East Coast when I return. The first show of this run will be in October 12th, Reading, Pennsylvania. Then on to Rochester, New York on the 13th of October, Utica on the October 14th, and ending October 15th in the West Hampton Beach, New York. Then off to the Midwest in Northfield, Ohio, and on the 20th and the 21st in Cincinnati. Then I think on to Cleveland. Nope. That will be coming later on. Northfield is actually near Cleveland. So that's what we got. I look forward to seeing you down the road. Okay? And hello from my cable access studio, and hello from Dublin, Ireland, or wherever I am in Ireland. Let's face it, there's a lot of stuff that I hate in this world. I mean, I got a list a mile long. I mean, it's why you listen to this podcast, right? I mean, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't, but look, there's one thing that everybody hates, and that's bad sleep. I mean, maybe you're lying in bed just trying to get to sleep in the first place, or maybe you're a hot sleeper, so you're waking up dripping in sweat. That's why I'm glad to partner with Ghostbed. They're a family-owned company. That's right. And they've been around for 20 years, so they know what they're doing. They just don't slap together mattresses like some of these other companies. They actually take the time to make a high-quality made-in-the-USA mattress that's going to help you get the sleep you deserve, and it's going to last. If you're a hot sleeper, you want to check out the Ghostbed Luxe, which is dubbed the coolest mattress in the world. Try out your mattress for 101 nights with their sleep trial. I mean, that should be long enough for you to figure it out, huh? Shipping is free, okay? And most orders ship within 24 hours of checking out. Listeners can get 40% off all products site-wide. You can get 40% off mattresses, adjustable bases, and bedding accessories, or get 50% off when you bundle a mattress with an adjustable base. Use promo code Lewis at ghostbed.com/Lewis for 40% off site-wide. Limited time only, because we've only got a limited time to do this, okay? There's only so much we can do for you, so get on it. Stanley Cutler's pissed, and you'll see why. What the fuck? I am so sick and tired of people who say fuck to convince me that they are seriously outraged or offended. Such people demonstrate nothing more than laziness by using, reusing, and repeating a word that says, I'm so stupid, I can't think of another word. Lewis, I agree with the vast majority of your opinions. I even feel outraged as you do. I sort of enjoy your rants, sort of, but would enjoy them a great deal more if you attempted precision. For every human fault and flaw, there's an appropriate adjective. Try to find the right ones. Little late, Stanley. I'm glad you've expressed your opinion, and I understand that there are people who are really just have a problem with the word fuck, and you'd like me to kind of be more succinct about it and come up with some adjectives, adverbs, whatever. And I get that. But you know what? It's too late in the day. It is the way I talk, Stanley. That's what the deal is. This is the way I talk. And it's not, this is the word that is given to us to express anger, frustration, and rage. Okay? Sorry. It's the word I use. When I write, Stanley, or when I have something really important to say outside of stand-up, then I don't use it. But I'm comfortable when I'm saying that word. All right? And since I don't write any of this stuff down, it's going to come out the way it comes out. And I appreciate you pointing it out, and I do. And I understand you wanting me to be, certainly to find the appropriate word. I'm not gonna, Stanley. Just gonna find the words that hopefully get me to the funny. And I don't think that fuck is a funny word. As I've said before, and I will say again, it's a comma. Don't take it too seriously, Stanley. And I will tell you, as I've told the story before, that when Bud Friedman came up to me at the Improv after I'd been working there, and he said to me, you shouldn't use the word fuck. I was like, fuck you, Bud. Fuck you. All right? And obviously I have something very important coming in on my phone. Sorry, Stanley, I got to go. This comes to us from Spencer Seymour. As a Canadian, we have a unique view of the reality show that is American politics, and I've noticed something very confusing, specifically in the last few years. There is a group of people who have an unbelievably strong faith in the Democratic Party. These people think that the Democrats are the smartest, most cunning and creative bunch in the entire world. These people believe that the Democrats can do anything they put their minds to. They believe the Democrats can make unprecedented changes to not only the United States of America, but the entire world. These people credit the Democrats for a never-before-seen level of intelligence. These people are not the woke mob. These people aren't transgender. These people aren't drag queens. These people are Republicans. Republicans think that Democrats could manage to corrupt and coordinate people in every state in order to steal an election. Republicans think the Democrats are savvy enough to infiltrate their ranks and trick everyone into believing they're the former president's angry mob when they have an insurrectionist tour of the Capitol. Republicans think the Democrats could be smart enough to cover their tracks on a countless number of insane alleged crimes. I'm sorry to tell former President Nostradamus and all of his deranged supporters, but I don't believe all this shit you're spewing about the prosecutorial crimes the Democrats are committing. I'm sorry, Republicans. I'm not buying this bullshit you're selling. Why? Because I don't have that much faith in the Democrats. I have none in the Democrats. None at all, which is why I agree with you, Spencer. It's unbelievable. It is just fucking unbelievable. We may want to edit this in if it didn't make sense in this last thing from Spencer Seymour. Republicans think the Democrats are savvy enough to infiltrate their ranks and trick everyone into believing that they're the former president's angry mob when they have an insurrectionist tour of the Capitol. Michelle Capel is going off here on something I didn't even know was going on out there. That's what happens when you live in a big city. You don't know what's happening in the country. Well, here we go. Have you seen an advertisement on YouTube about the greatest horrific idea of placing your deceased loved one's ashes in around a tree in the forest in the Midwest to make the world a better place? Apparently, you can also pick a tree and cremate yourself knowing you will become a tree. Who the fuck thought of this? Living near Duluth, Minnesota, I've been known to hug a tree or two, but excuse me, if I'm jumping on the idea of dead people being sprinkled around the forest that I walk through knowing they are being pissed on by chipmunks, although not the chipmunks' fault, it's disrespectful at best. What happened to containment? What do these morons think cemeteries are for? Contained, religious, respectful places for such matters. We have the occasional wildfire up here, so that as the charred paper-like pieces were breathing in the air during a fire mean the person has been cremated twice? My already swirling silence of the lamb's beleaguered brain can't handle it. Aunt Marjorie's family will never find the exact tree again after the badgers have dug her up and are pissed on her ashes, and her pissed on ashes have blown away by the breeze. Besides that, we have black bears in these forests that people will bitch about and want to shoot because they're doing bear shit in the forest and don't care for dumbasses trampling through their habitat to find dead people that aren't supposed to be there. P.S. Did you do anything about the fucking Trump mobile pickup trucks with no fat chicks? And then whatever this symbol and the water thing, stickers on the rear window up here. I don't even know what that is. These men don't understand women aren't wooed by wet fuck sticker advertisements. Thank you ever so much. Michelle Capel. Well, no, thank you. I've never seen that. Maybe they just do it up there. Wow. Wet fuck sticker advertisement. Is that what that is? Wow. No fat chicks. Who the fuck puts that on a fucking truck? Huh? You ought to lose your goddamn license. We worry about all this shit. All this fucking nonsense. Woke doesn't even, you got miles to go before you get to woke. We got idiots who just, it's like, I don't know. Emmett White is sharing with us the benefits of slavery. A while back, I asked for that, folks to send in what they thought might be the benefits of slavery and how slavery helped people. Wow. It still makes me go. I just laugh because it's satiric. You can't beat that. If it was in a book, you'd laugh. The fact that it's coming out of a human being's mouth is beyond belief at this point. You know, in this time, day, age, etc. I know it seems like the dark ages, but for crying out loud. All right, Emmett, I'm going to let you take over now. The main benefits can be summed up in two words: freedom and simplicity. Yes, you'll feel the freedom of the wind and rain in your face out in the fields and also in your bed. Yes, you'll be free to experience the elements inside your home, built from only the freest and most affordable materials. Yes, you too can live in the most ramshackle of shacks, lovingly assembled by forced labor using only the shoddiest of materials. Do you like simplicity? How about simplified healthcare? Cut to a shot of a shack by the woods at twilight. Single shot rings out. Are you tired of complicated worker protection laws? Slaves don't worry about that nonsense. There's no union dues here, bud. And there's no long waits in the court system with a simplified justice department. Cut to the shack again. This time, 2 gunshots. Don't want your kids fighting over your will? How about simplified estate planning? Some people think having too much stuff robs us of joy. Well, guess what? Marie Kondo is a hoarding bitch. Slaves don't need things to make them happy. Are you lacking motivation? Well, as a slave, you'll have your own motivational coach, driving you to do more, to push a bit harder, a coach ruthlessly willing to push you to your limits and beyond, a relentless motivator who won't let you give up or stop, ever. Yes, you'll participate in the building of enormous wealth that will be passed down for generations, improving the lives of some people quite dramatically. Yes, your work days will seem endless. And remember, every day is a holiday when you don't get any. Yes, there's nothing quite like slavery. The simple wind in your face and the simple lash at your back. Tune in next week when we debate the pros. Tune in next week when we debate the pros and cons of cholera. Comedians in tanks getting angry. Wow. Emmett, thanks for that. Thanks for sharing that with us. And I'm sure you enjoyed writing it. I enjoyed reading it. And once again, I mean, you can only say so much in the when you hear the words benefits of slavery. Literally, the mouth opens. The words came out, Emmett, is impressive, because mostly I just spent a lot of time staring at those words, the benefits of slavery, and my mouth is agape. I'm agape. You weren't, and thank you. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, and the splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Salter. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly for the Laugh Button Podcast.